Some stories make you uncomfortable. Others make you question if you're ever really alone. The ones you're about to hear, they've been deleted from forums, flagged, buried, because the people in them never gave permission for their stories to be told. But somehow, they were posted anyway. This video isn't just creepy, it's something else. Watch it, if you're okay not sleeping tonight. I used to work the night shift at a packaging warehouse in the city. The kind of job where you get off at 11:30, half dead, grab whatever food's still open and walk home in the dark. I lived about 15 minutes away, so I just walk it, every night. Same streets, same flickering light on 32nd and Walnut. Same corner deli I grabbed a sandwich from. It was boring, but familiar. This happened maybe 2 years ago. I haven't talked about it much, but I think about it all the time. That night, everything was normal. It was a Thursday. I remember because I was already thinking about Friday being my day off. I clocked out, threw on my hoodie, picked up a turkey sandwich from Mikey's Deli, and started walking. I always kept one earbud in, volume low. I like hearing what's around me at night, just in case. Anyway, I was halfway home when my phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out, figuring it was my buddy Gabe, who always sends dumb memes at night. It wasn't Gabe. There was no name, just a random number I didn't recognize. No contact photo, just gray text that said, "Turn around." I stopped walking for a second. Not because I was scared, more like confused. The street was dead quiet. I glanced behind me. Nothing, just the sidewalk and that crappy blinking light. I figured it was spam, maybe some weird bot, or a wrong number. Still, I texted back, "Who is this?" No answer. But then the typing bubbles popped up, then stopped, then popped up again, and stopped again. Something about that felt off. I wasn't exactly scared yet, but I wasn't comfortable either. I started walking again, a little faster this time. About 30 seconds later, another buzz. Same number. Too late now. That one stopped me in my tracks. It didn't feel like a joke anymore. You know that weird sensation when your stomach drops like right before a car crash? That's how I felt. All of a sudden, I felt like the buildings around me were too quiet, like the whole block was holding its breath. I turned around again, still nothing, but now I was on edge. I took out my other earbud, slowed down, started scanning the windows of the buildings nearby, listening, watching shadows. Another buzz. I looked. The screen was just static, like my phone glitched. White screen with gray fuzz like an old TV. Then it blinked back to normal. No message, nothing in my inbox. I tried to go into the conversation again. It was gone, like it never existed. That's when I really started to panic. I crossed the street, tried to get to more lit areas, but everything felt off. The street I'd walked 100 times looked wrong. I don't even know how to explain it. It just didn't feel like the same neighborhood. Even the street light that always blinked had stopped blinking, just stayed dim and dead. I was 2 blocks from home when it happened. I was crossing at the intersection near my building, and this black van, no headlights, no sound, came out of nowhere, ran the red light. I swear, I barely even saw it. I jumped back, but not fast enough. It clipped me, hard, knocked me down, cracked my head open on the curb. I woke up in the hospital the next day. Mild concussion, bruised ribs, and a sprained wrist. They told me I was lucky. Now here's the weird part. My phone was found in my hoodie pocket. The screen was shattered, but it was still on, still unlocked. And there was a message typed out. Never sent, just sitting there, mid-draft. Like I was trying to write it right before I got hit. It said, I saw someone. They looked like me. I don't remember writing that. I don't even remember seeing anyone who looked like me. But when the cops checked the traffic cam footage from the Delhi intersection, they saw something else. The footage shows me walking out of the deli. Normal, hood up, sandwich in hand. But across the street, for maybe 2 seconds, there's another guy. Same building, same hoodie, facing me. The camera only catches part of his face, but it looks like me. Then the image glitches, just for a frame or two, and when it comes back, he's gone. I haven't walked that street at night since. I moved out a few months later. I don't work night shifts anymore either. Every now and then I still get random texts from weird numbers. I don't open them. I don't look back. And if I ever get one that says turn around again, I don't think I will. My best friend James went missing on February 4th, 2023. I know that sounds like a typical cold case setup, but this wasn't a slow disappearance or a lost person's mystery. He disappeared in front of 3 surveillance cameras in broad daylight on a well-trafficked street in Tempe, Arizona, and I got a phone call from him exactly 8 minutes later. Here's how it happened. We were both living in Tempe. He was working security at an apartment complex. I was working construction. That Saturday, I was supposed to meet him for lunch at a Mexican place near Apache Boulevard. Noon sharp. At 11:37 a.m., I texted him, "You on your way?" He didn't respond. At 11:44 a.m., I called him. No answer. At 11:52, I got a call back from his number. I answered immediately. All I heard was breathing. Shaky, not scared, not panicked, just slow, uneven. Then I heard James say, "Don't come. Stay where you are. Please, just don't come here." Then the call ended. I remember standing on the sidewalk holding my phone like it was radioactive. He didn't sound scared. He sounded like someone who'd just seen something that completely broke them. Like whatever happened, he knew he wasn't coming back. I called him again, straight to voicemail. I drove to the area he would have walked through, a straight road between his apartment and the restaurant. Took maybe 7 minutes. Nothing, no sign of him. But here's where it gets weird. There's a gas station on the corner of Alameda and McClintock. Has a security camera facing the sidewalk. And across the street, a liquor store with another camera. Both caught James. I know this because I begged the owners to let me watch the footage. At exactly 11:44 a.m., you see him walking past the gas station, normal pace, hoodie on, hands in his pockets. Then 18 seconds later, on the next camera, you see him walk past the liquor store, except he never makes it past frame 3. He walks into the edge of the camera's view, and then he's gone. No cut, no glitch, just one frame, James. Next frame, empty sidewalk. I slowed it down with the shop owner, went frame by frame. Frame 1, James mid-step. Frame 2, half his body visible. Frame 3, gone. No one around him, no cars passing, no noise. He just stopped existing. And remember, that footage is time-stamped 11:44 a.m. The call I got, 11:52 a.m., 8 minutes after he vanished. I gave the info to the cops, showed them the call log, gave them the store camera footage, filed a missing persons report. They told me it was probably a runaway situation. I asked them to trace the call. It pinged off a cell tower 3 miles west, in a completely opposite direction from where he was walking, a junkyard area near the river. We drove out there. Cops said they found nothing, but I found something. A torn receipt from the gas station near where he disappeared. Same day, same time, 11:43 a.m., 1 minute before he passed the camera. It was crumpled up, damp like it had been dropped in the dirt and stepped on. On the back, in pen, were 3 words: "Do not follow." Same handwriting James used on sticky notes he kept on his fridge. That's the last trace of him. No more phone calls. Phone disconnected 48 hours later. His apartment untouched. Clothes still folded. His keys on the counter. No fingerprints besides his own. Wallet left behind. No suicide note. No history of mental illness. No criminal connections. Just gone. 2 weeks after it happened, I got a package in the mail. No return address, just a USB drive in a padded envelope. Inside was a single video file, walkhome.mp4. It showed James walking, not from the gas station. This was some alley, somewhere unfamiliar. He's looking over his shoulder, breathing hard. Then he turns, puts his hand on his chest like he's about to panic, and right before the video cuts out, you hear him whisper, "He's already inside." That's it. I don't know what happened to him. The police eventually listed him as a presumed runaway. Case closed. But I know James. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't walk out of his life. And he sure as hell wouldn't send me that message if he wasn't trying to warn me. I've replayed that voicemail every day for months. I don't know who he is. I don't know what "don't come here" meant. I don't know where James went. But every time I look at the sidewalk where he vanished, I can't stop thinking that maybe there are places in this world that erase people. Not kill them, not abduct them, just overwrite them. And if you're standing in the wrong place at the wrong time, you disappear too. My name's Lily, and I'm 17. This happened 3 months ago, and I still haven't slept a full night since. It was a Saturday night. My parents had gone out of town for a wedding. I convinced them to let me stay home alone. Figured I'd enjoy a quiet night, maybe binge Netflix, eat junk food, and prove I wasn't a little kid anymore. At around 9:40 p.m., I was sitting in the living room scrolling TikTok when I got a text from an unknown number. It said, "You look bored." No emoji, no name, just that. At first, I thought it was a friend playing around, or maybe one of those spam bots. I replied, "Who is this?" 3 dots appeared, then a reply, "I'm the guy behind the curtain." That's when my stomach dropped. I turned slowly and looked toward the back of the living room. We have these long, heavy red curtains that cover the sliding glass doors to the backyard. They weren't moving. But I got up anyway. I walked over, heart pounding, yanked the curtain open. Nothing, just the patio, dark, empty. I texted back, "Not funny, lose this number." The reply came instantly. "You left the kitchen window unlocked. I let myself in." Now I was shaking. I bolted to the kitchen. The window above the sink was barely cracked open, maybe 2 inches. Did I forget to close it? I didn't think so. I slammed it shut, locked it, and backed away. Then another text. "You're cute when you're scared." I ran to the front door and made sure it was locked. Then I texted back, "I'm calling the police." The reply, "You won't. You don't know where I am. If you call, someone dies." maybe you. That's when I realized this person wasn't watching through a window. He was already inside. I grabbed the biggest knife from the kitchen and slowly crept into the hallway, checking room by room. Living room, clear. Bathroom, clear. Dad's office, clear. But my bedroom door, it was open, just a crack. I knew I'd left it closed. Another text. "You're getting warmer." My hands were slick with sweat. I pushed the door open fast, knife ready. Nothing. Empty room. But then I saw my closet door. It was cracked open an inch. Another text came in. "You're shaking. Why don't you come say hi?" I was about to run when I heard it. A breath. Not mine. From inside the closet. I wanted to scream, but my throat locked up. I backed out of the room and sprinted to the kitchen, called 911, put it on speaker and whispered the address. The dispatcher told me to hide and stay on the line. I ran to the garage, slipped behind the water heater, and stayed absolutely still. The knife still in my hand. The texts kept coming. "You called. That's disappointing. Do you want me to hurt you first, or just watch? You shouldn't have gone to the garage. I hate garages." Then silence. It felt like forever before I heard the sirens. Two officers entered through the front door with guns drawn. They found me in the garage, curled up and shaking. They cleared the house. No one was there. No signs of forced entry. No footprints. Nothing taken. Closet. Empty. But here's what made the cops stop smiling. They found a phone, not mine. A second phone, wedged between the couch cushions in the living room. Unlocked. The screen showed an open message thread. Every single message, the ones I'd just gotten, were typed out on that phone. The cops bagged it as evidence and told me they'd try to trace it. A few days later, one of the detectives called. He said the phone didn't have a SIM card, just Wi-Fi, meaning the person had connected it to our home network. They'd logged in, used our router, which meant they'd been here before. I checked the security camera in our doorbell cam. Nothing. But my dad had a backup cam facing the driveway, motion activated. That night, 7:02 p.m., it caught a man walking past the side of the house. Black hoodie, hood up, gloves on, carrying a bag, no face visible. He never left on camera. They never saw him come out. The police think he left right after I hid in the garage, probably slipped out through the back fence while I was on the phone. But here's the part that keeps me up. There's a motion sensor in the hallway, the kind that triggers when someone walks past at night. It activated at 11:47 p.m., a full hour after the police had come and cleared the house. There's no footage of that. No sound. No one saw anything. Just one final text sent at 11:48 p.m. to my phone. "We'll try again another night. You still think you're alone?"